day in Portland. We've been hammered with some serious bad weather lately, so it's nice to have a little blue sky, a little sunshine, get out, ride the bike. I don't care if you're an artist, an accountant, a musician, a stay-at-home mom. Oh, okay. You gotta cut yourself some slack every now and then. You gotta take a break. You gotta go enjoy yourself. You gotta go have fun, or else you go crazy. Fortunately, 95% of the time I love my job. It doesn't mean there aren't hard days, but there are days when it feels like a job. It feels like I'm in a creative rut. I can't get out of it. I just generally want to sit around and sulk and not do anything about it. But then after that, I generally feel worse about myself. Last week I made the guitar pedal and OP1 video, and I did it on a day I didn't feel like doing anything. You know, I felt just creatively spent and exhausted, and baby's teething and not sleeping well, and I was feeling sick, but I told myself, go do something. Just see where it goes. Ends up it's one of my favorite videos I've ever made, but I also decided to give myself a half day to go have fun. It's currently like 3:15. So it's not really a full half day, but I'm on my bike in a city I love, there's a train going by. I'm going to one of my favorite places. I can't wait for you to see what it is. Well, that sucks. What's the biggest challenge a creative person faces? That's a fantastic question. I'm glad you asked. I see two things right now that feel like they're kind of, at least for me personally, fighting to be the most difficult. The first one is getting over my fear of failure, right? Like, so a lot of artists are afraid to fail when in reality, people fail every day. I think that's probably the best way to learn about who we are and what we're making. And the second one is bitterness. I wrestle with bitterness a lot. I would say that's probably my biggest struggle. It's incredibly easy to judge someone else's work, compare it to your own, and then become so blinded with rage that you leave any and every store that plays Christmas shoes. Bitterness is the enemy. It'll steal your joy and replace it with misery. I hear so many creative people talking trash about other creative people's work. You know, it's kind of like a cancer. I mean, for example, take Christmas shoes. I can't talk about Christmas shoes anymore. There's some people, like some phone company people or power line people, and they're stopped in front of my house. But I don't know if they're in front of my house or my neighbor's house, so I'm just waiting to see what's going on. Oh, it's my neighbor's yard. See ya. I love a good story, and honestly, the weirder, the better. Like, give me UFOs and Bigfoot and underground civilizations and secret societies. I just love that stuff. Where I grew up, there was a local legend, you know, near our house. We had this old covered bridge that was, I don't know, it was old. It was really great. Oh, come on, like there's so much construction. Anyway, this mom who gave birth to triplets and then abandoned them down by the creek, this old covered bridge. We called them the water babies. But now that I'm responsible for a human baby, like a real baby, I'm trying to figure out what the fuss is. Like, what is a ghost baby really gonna do? Because babies aren't fast. Babies are incredibly easy to distract. Babies can't talk, so it's not like they're gonna say anything that's like frightening. Say something really scary. Nothing. And also, once you acquire your rope from Hobo Island with magical powers, babies can't go anywhere. Oh, he got out. It's closed again. I mean, I get it. You're probably gonna make more money when someone rents it out. The good thing about living in Portland is that there's actually another arcade that I can go to. So we're gonna go over there instead of Ground Control. Portland is no stranger to weird and crazy stories. One of my favorites is the story of Polybius, an arcade machine that just sort of appeared in the Portland area. All these reports of people having weird side effects like amnesia, night terrors, things like that started popping up, and then without, you know, any warning, these arcade machines disappeared from the arcades around the area. Some versions of the story even say that there's the men in black would come and report all the scores, and it was a government experiment. It even made it into an episode of The Simpsons. I thought it was pretty cool, but it's, you know, Matt Groening's from Portland, so it's not hard to find a Simpsons reference in this town. It's a beautiful day in Portland, by the way. So the Polybius story is one of my favorites, and I found out about it when I was in college late one night from this weird late night television show called Unsolved Mysteries of Modern Music. They allegedly found the soundtrack and then had put it through all the scientific testing that was available back then to see what they found, and you should watch it. It's on YouTube. I put a link in the description below. Oh, squeezing between buses.